she's got a new movie that stars a hand puppet. It's called The Beaver. Jodie Foster directed it. She stars in it not only with the hand puppet, but also her longtime friend, Mel Gibson. Take a look.
Did you read the card?
Yes,
Read the card. Read the card.
The person who handed you this card is under the care of a prescription puppet designed to help create a psychological distance between himself and the negative aspects of his personality. Please treat him as you normally would, but address yourself to the puppet. Thank you.
There you go.
Is this some kind of a joke?
Oh, hardly, love. Nothing funny about it.
And Jodie Foster joins us now. But you hear The Beaver.
Yes.
And you think it's got to be funny.
Okay, yeah. I mean, you know, there's a lot of lightness to it, and it has a witty side to it. It's a big, high concept. A man puts a beaver puppet on his hand. But I think what's unusual about the movie and quite beautiful about it is that very quickly it moves into being a real psychological drama about a family.
And in so many different ways. And I said, I watched it yesterday, and it sucks you right in because you don't flinch at all from the difficulties of this relation. This is a man going through an complete emotional collapse. He has hit bottom. He's committing suicide. He's losing his family. He's losing his business. And he decides the only way he can communicate with the world is through this puppet.
Survival tool, and he is at the darkest place in his life. And what's amazing about survival tools is that they do allow you to survive intact. They get you through the worst experiences of your life, and they feel intimate. They feel like they're the people that love you more than anybody else. But eventually, the survival tool will start destroying you and your family.
I knew you really pushed to get this movie made. It wasn't written by you, but had you ever heard of this technique before?
Well, they use it with small children a lot. In fact, I think almost exclusively with kids who are pre-verbal. They use puppets in games. So it wouldn't be unheard of, but it's a fable, and it's much more about a movie. It's not a movie about a disease and about the disease of depression, although that is a part of the film. It's much more about the details, the sort of tapestry of a family and the relationships between them.
And you're right, it has a lot of light moments, a lot of humor, some incredibly affecting performances. And one of the things when I say you don't flinch, you actually don't flinch from showing how a family can get mad at someone who's sick.
Yeah, it's frustrating, and if anybody's lived with depression in their family, there's so many things come up. I mean, it's also something that's hereditary. You know, you will have a predisposition for the depression if you have chemical depression in your family. So there's an issue with that with the father and son.
And it's impossible not to watch. And I know you've had to deal with this a lot. Obviously, Mel Gibson.
Yes.
Coming out in the midst of his own, in the aftermath of so many of his own personal troubles, and it's hard, but it adds a resonance seeing him go through a collapse, knowing what we know he's been going through.
Well, he's an extraordinary actor, and I don't think I've ever seen him give a performance like this that is so deep and so raw. We all know that he can do the humor side, that he can do the funny, light side, the witty side, but the part of him that I know, that I've known for 15 years, somebody that I really know intimately, is a complex man.
And you actually pushed him not to go with the shtick. He said
absolutely, yeah. I mean, every time he went down that path, he would say, I could do this, and I would say, no, that's okay. I really wanted to go with the drama. I thought that was important. That's where the film is headed, and so you had to honor that from the beginning.
You've been his friend, as you said, for an awful long time. Was there any moment during all this when you thought, it's just too much trouble, let's put it away?
Oh, never. I love this movie, and I love him. And this movie and his performance deserves to be seen. His problems, his behavior is really, he's the only person who can answer for that. But I certainly do know the man that I love. He's an incredible friend, an incredible talent, incredibly loyal,
And he says that it does three things. When he talked about it, he says, entertain, educate, and elevate. Which one is most important to you?
Oh, that was interesting. You got some kind of 3E thing going on there. Oh, the experience. I found a new E. The experience, the experience of making movies has changed my life in so many ways, not just being in them and directing them and being an audience member. I think movies are an incredible tool to have you think about yourself and think about the people around you, and to have you really get involved with your own life and other people's lives.
And this one certainly does. It made me want to hug my kids hard afterwards.
Thank you.
Jodie Foster, thanks very
Cheers.
much. The movie's called The Beaver. It opens tomorrow, Friday, May 6th.